The voice of the slaughter, Heavenly Emperor spread slowly, and Wu Wanlong's expression suddenly changed. He had never imagined that the person before him was actually one of the 3 ancient ancestors of the extraterritorial evil clan, none other than the primordial demon ancestor. Rise. I've said before that no heavenly emperor needs to bow before me. The figure, entirely shrouded in darkness, waved a hand at the slaughter heavenly emperor before shifting his gaze to Wu Wanlong. A figure from the obliteration rankings has appeared, the primordial demon ancestor said calmly, his voice reaching Wu Wanlong's ears. I'll give you 10 breaths to escape. Wu Wanlong's face twisted in horror as he stared at the primordial demon ancestor. A being of this magnitude was entirely beyond his ability to contend with. Roughly a month prior, Wu Wanlong had been tasked by the master of the Western Heaven Palace to aid Xiao Yin in rescuing a woman named Kailin from the Central Heaven Realm. Shortly after completing the mission, he was abruptly summoned back to the Great Western Heaven Realm. There, the master of the Western Heaven Palace informed him that an Earth Supreme powerhouse from the Western Heaven Palace had gone missing in a lower dimension, close to the Great Western Heaven Realm. In the Western Heaven Palace, every Supreme-level powerhouse leaves behind a Supreme Divine Seal. This seal allows the palace to monitor their status and, in the event of misfortune, immediately receive updates, even final messages. Before losing contact, the missing Earth Supreme transmitted a cryptic warning. Help! Help! Heave! The message abruptly ended. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Shui Yuan, the master of the Western Heaven Palace, quickly dispatched Wu Wanlong to investigate. Arriving in a region containing thousands of dimensions, Wu Wanlong witnessed something extraordinary. 2 dimensions were merging. What shocked him even more was the appearance of an extraterritorial evil clan, Heavenly Emperor, and now, even the legendary primordial demon ancestor had shown up. What on earth was happening here? Wu Wanlong knew full well that he stood no chance against the primordial demon ancestor. Fighting such a figure would be futile, even suicidal. His duty as a heavenly supreme in the lower dimension alliance was clear: survival. Heavenly Supremes were essential for defending against the extraterritorial evil clan. He resolved to flee immediately and report this unprecedented event to the Western Heaven Palace and the entire lower dimension alliance. His escape wasn't an act of cowardice but a desperate attempt to deliver critical information. However, just as Wu Wanlong was about to turn and flee, a faint voice echoed through the chaotic spatial turbulence. The words froze Wu Wanlong in place, and even caused the pupils of both the slaughter Heavenly Emperor and the primordial demon ancestor to contract. Well, so this is the famous primordial demon ancestor? You're mistaken. This isn't the real body. It's merely a drop of his blood essence. Still, a single drop of blood essence that rivals a mid-stage Heavenly Supreme? I certainly wouldn't want to face his true form. Elder Wu Wanlong, it's been a while. The teasing voices rang out across the turbulent space, sending waves of terror through everyone present. The oppressive aura of these new arrivals suffused the 1,000-dimensional region, leaving no room for resistance. Meanwhile, in a world far beyond the lower dimensions, distinct from both the Great Thousand Worlds and the Lower Dimension Alliance, realms steeped in corrosive, void-filled demonic energy stretched endlessly. This was the extraterritorial world. Unlike the lower dimensions, which were formed by countless smaller dimensions, or the Great Thousand Worlds, composed of innumerable continents, the extraterritorial world consisted of an infinite number of spatial realms. Each of these spatial realms housed a branch of the extraterritorial evil clan. The number of these realms rivaled the countless continents of the Great Thousand Worlds. They were also stratified by rank. The lowest tier was the soldier space, home to millions of demonic soldiers, each as strong as a divine soul stage warrior in the Great Thousand Worlds. These soldiers were commanded by hundreds of soldier kings, comparable to heaven-merging stage experts. Above the soldier space was the general space, ruled by demonic generals on par with heaven transformation stage powerhouses. Higher still was the king space, governed by demonic kings equivalent to heaven-reaching stage or 3 minor tribulations experts. Beyond that was the emperor space, controlled by demonic emperors who rivaled supreme-level powerhouses. Above the Emperor Space were the Earth Emperor Space and the Heavenly Emperor Space, which housed the ruling elite of the extraterritorial world. Each ancestral space was tens of times larger than the supercontinents of the Great Thousand Worlds. At this moment, within one of the three ancestral spaces, deep in the world of the primordial demon ancestor, a shadowy figure sat cross-legged in the dark, void-like sky, its form entirely indiscernible. This figure was one of the three great ancestors of the extraterritorial evil clan, the primordial demon ancestor. Buzz. Suddenly, the space in front of the primordial demon ancestor twisted, and a figure shrouded in white light appeared, becoming the sole luminous point in this dark world. The aura of this figure was vastly inferior to that of the primordial demon ancestor, barely reaching the level of the heaven-merging stage. Servant, do you really think the New World Plan will succeed? The primordial demon ancestor murmured. It has succeeded, the white-cloaked figure called Servant replied. However, the plan was discovered by the Lower Dimension Alliance. The price was a slaughter, Heavenly Emperor, and a drop of your essence blood. But compared to the New World, it's a small sacrifice, just a Heavenly Emperor. What? Sacrificed a Heavenly Emperor? The primordial demon ancestor was shocked. Servant, over the past century, we've already lost 6 Heavenly Emperors for your plan. Do you know how important each one is to our evil clan? Heavenly Emperors were the strongest combatants of the evil clan, second only to the 3 great ancestors. The primordial demon ancestors' distress was understandable. Don't worry, we've already succeeded halfway. There's no need to sacrifice any more Heavenly Emperors. Servant dismissed the primordial demon ancestors' concerns with indifference. The Slaughter Heavenly Emperor leads the Slaughter Demon Clan, one of the top 3 among the 4,000 great demon clans. His role is critical. Send the 5th and 4th great demon clans to support him, the primordial demon ancestor commanded. They can handle the Western Heaven Palace, even if the palace master himself intervenes. It's useless, Servant replied calmly. Even the 1st great demon clan wouldn't make a difference. Why? The primordial demon ancestor was astonished. After all, the 1st great demon clan boasted 4 Heavenly Emperor-level powerhouses, strong enough to suppress the Western Heaven Palace. Because the Slaughter Heavenly Emperor and your essence blood are not facing the Western Heaven Palace, Servant said, his voice calm yet tinged with madness. They are facing all the heavenly supreme powerhouses that the Lower Dimension Alliance has gathered, 15 in total. The Great Thousand Worlds spanned hundreds of billions of miles, standing alongside the Lower Dimension and the extraterritorial world as one of the 3 great worlds in a delicate balance of power. Within the Great Thousand Worlds lay millions of continents and vast seas. The most immense sea, located in the northeast, was the Endless Ocean, covering 1/10 of the Great Thousand Worlds area, several times larger than the 10 supercontinents. The Endless Ocean was divided into 11 major sea regions, each comprising tens of thousands of smaller sea regions. Each small sea region was the size of a high-level lower dimension, illustrating the ocean's vastness. Numerous sects and alliances waged constant war across the Endless Ocean. Thousands of years ago, a massive alliance war erupted in one sea region, involving nearly 10,000 supreme powerhouses, including dozens of Earth Supremes and 3 Heavenly Supremes. 6 continents were shattered and sank beneath the waves. Despite the countless sects and races vying for dominance, only 4 forces were recognized as the true overlords of the Endless Ocean. 1. The Boundless Cloud Realm, ruling 3 sea regions. 2. The Sea God Clan, also ruling 3 sea regions. 3. The Western Mystic Divine Palace, ruling 4 sea regions. 4. A powerful super lower dimension alliance that, despite controlling only 1 sea region, could freely traverse the other 10. The Great Thousand Alliance is situated in the southern region of the Endless Ocean, within a vast maritime world known as the Great Thousand Sea or the Great Thousand Realm. This immense sea is the only region in the Endless Ocean free of conflicts between forces, as it is solely under the control of the Great Thousand Alliance. As one of the 7 major superdimension alliances, it was established by tens of thousands of individuals who broke through the dimensional shackles. It is said that the Alliance's 3 leaders are all terrifying figures at the level of Heavenly Supreme. Above the Great Thousand Realm, enormous red fish, spanning thousands of feet, swim freely in the skies rather than the ocean. These creatures, known as the Pang fish, rank 7th on the 10,000 beasts record earthly rankings. Though their intelligence is low, angering one could lead to even a first-grade Supreme being devoured. Their diet consists of drifting clouds, and mature Pang fish can even consume thunderclouds imbued with black demon lightning. These aerial wanderers serve as the Great Thousand Alliance's external defense. The Alliance's base isn't a typical landmass but a colossal floating continent elevated tens of thousands of feet above the sea, supported by innumerable giant pillars stretching over 100,000 feet tall. This sky continent resides above the clouds, creating an awe-inspiring sight. On this vast continent, which spans tens of millions of miles, countless figures dart through the skies. Most belong to the Great Thousand Alliance's formidable guard force. Remarkably, even the weakest among them has achieved the 3 heavens stage. While there are thousands of supreme powerhouses, including several mid-stage Earth Supreme experts whose concealed auras inspire awe. At the center of this continent lies a mountainous region spanning over 1,000,000 miles, protected by a massive light barrier. This barrier is reinforced by 3 overlapping, sky-covering arrays that emit terrifying energy waves, enough to make even Earth Supreme experts tremble. Within this protected mountain range is a flat area of several thousand miles. On a towering mountain at the edge of this plain sits a young man, none other than Nan Tianzi, the Great Alliance's chief leader who introduced Lin Dong to the Alliance and assisted him in completing the dimensional baptism. Standing behind him is an elderly man with an imposing demeanor, Yuan Cheng. Before Nan Tianzi lies an astonishing sight, a pair of massive stone discs suspended thousands of feet in the air. These discs, each over 1,000 feet in diameter and 100 feet thick, are perfectly symmetrical, positioned one above the other. Surrounding them is a black stone ring of similar size, forming a balanced system. This configuration is a scaled representation of the relationship between the Great Thousand World, the lower dimension world, and the extraterritorial world. This model was devised by one of the most mysterious individuals in the Great Thousand World, who theorized that the lower dimension world is merely a reflection of the Great Thousand World. Known through Luo Heavenly God and Xiao Yin, this person uncovered a great secret, dimensional baptism, a phenomenon only known to the Great Thousand Alliance and the Divine Realm. Despite possessing only Heaven Transformation stage strength, his standing in the Alliance rivals the 3 leaders. He even accomplished the unprecedented feat of defeating a Heavenly Supreme expert with such limited strength, a feat as shocking as an ant lifting a mountain. This enigmatic figure, whose unyielding, almost otherworldly presence seems capable of achieving the impossible, is named Yuan Cheng. Yuan Cheng, are you sure about your hypothesis? Nan Tianzi asked, turning to the elder behind him. It's the only possibility. If the extraterritorial evil clan succeeds, a 4th world might emerge, disrupting the balance between the 3 existing worlds, Yuan Cheng replied, his gaze fixed on the model. That would indeed be troublesome, Nan Tianzi muttered gravely. What do you plan to tell the others at the meeting? What else? Nan Tianzi sighed helplessly upon hearing the words. Suddenly, his brow furrowed, and a voice emanated from his lips. They've arrived. Yuan Cheng turned his gaze toward the horizon ahead. In several areas of the sky, space began to distort, and figures appeared one by one. With their arrival, an overwhelming aura descended upon the sky continent, causing the entire land to tremble uncontrollably. To the left of the sky, 2 figures emerged, a middle-aged man and a young girl. The man appeared plain and unremarkable, dressed simply, with nothing noteworthy about him except his terrifying aura. The girl beside him, however, was exceptionally beautiful, radiating an aura of warmth. Yet, her presence exuded a fearsome strength, reaching the level of an Earth Supreme. He, leader of the Sacred Alliance, it's been a long time. Your daughter has become more and more beautiful, Nan Tianzi said with a faint smile, slowly standing up and addressing the man and girl. These 2 were from the Sacred Alliance, one of the 7 great superdimensional alliances. It's been a while since this old man ventured out, came an aged voice from the void not far from the leader of the sacred alliance. An elder emerged, carrying a small lantern in his hand. His stature was short, his back hunched, and the flame in the lantern burned with a faint blue hue. Nantianzi immediately recognized it as the ancient ghost fire, ranked 9th on the 100 million flames ranking. This formidable flame, forged from the soul ghost fires of countless fallen powerhouses over 100,000 years, was terrifyingly strange. Once it touched a soul, it could not be extinguished until the soul or divine soul was completely burned away. Even a heavenly supreme dared not recklessly come into contact with it. This elder was none other than the guardian of the land of 10,000 graves, renowned for cultivating soul power among the lower dimension powerhouses under his command. As the Sacred Alliance and the land of 10,000 graves arrived, space distorted in 4 other directions. The remaining 4 leaders of the superdimensional alliances also appeared. Among them was the Sword Domain, founded only a century ago. Its domain lord, known as the Azure-Robed Sword Saint, had once unleashed a sword storm that killed one heavenly supreme and severely injured another. In another direction stood Tang San, the current ruler of the Divine Realm, alongside his teacher, Yu Xiaojing. Both remained silent, though Yu Xiaojing fixed his gaze on a model of the 3 great worlds ahead, seemingly deep in thought. The Divine Realm's inclusion among the 7 superdimensional alliances was well-earned. It was said that a century ago, Tang San had used a trident weighing billions of pounds to slay an extraterritorial evil clan Heavenly Emperor, injuring 2 others in the process. Now, Tang San ranked 4th on the extraterritorial evil clan's kill list. I heard from Wanlong that the extraterritorial evil clan merged 2 lower dimensions together. It's truly astonishing, a voice sounded. In the void, a clear stream of water flowed. It was Shui Yuan, the Western Battle Emperor and master of the Western Heaven Palace. Beside him stood the familiar figure of Wu Wanlong. It's rare to see the extraterritorial clan dispatching a heavenly emperor to a lower dimension. I wanted to observe the merged dimensions myself, but that heavenly emperor self-destructed at the end, destroying the fusion entirely, another voice said. Suspended in the right sky was a young man dressed in golden robes, his golden hair shining brightly. Still, 16 heavenly supremes were needed to handle one heavenly emperor and a drop of demonic ancestor blood essence. The self-destruction was to be expected. This was Wei Tiandi, the realm lord of the Guardian Realm. Though rumors did not credit him with defeating any heavenly supremes, legends spoke of him holding his ground against 6 of them simultaneously. They're all here, Nantianzi remarked as he looked at the leaders of the superdimensional alliances scattered across the mountains. The Sacred Alliance, Guardian Realm, Land of 10,000 Graves, Divine Realm, Sword Domain, Western Heaven Palace, and his own Great Thousand Alliance had all gathered. Dispel your auras. I can't handle this, Yuan Cheng, drenched in sweat despite Nantianzi's support, stepped forward with difficulty and addressed the alliance leaders. His voice trembled. A heaven transformation stage practitioner? The alliance leaders were surprised at Yuan Cheng's presence. None expected someone so weak to attend this gathering. Even Yu Xiaojing had reached the supreme realm. Afterward, they saw Yuan Cheng's figure dart out from the mountaintop. With a few flickers, he appeared above the models of the 3 great worlds. Looking at the gathered crowd, Yuan Cheng's calm yet astonishing words slowly echoed. The next meeting will proceed under my lead.